Hey guys, Boss and Ramos, and I was gonna make a video about the Tua situation and maybe how the Dolphins can, navigate the waters, but they set sail and they came back with Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley is signed off of the Ravens practice squad and now is gonna be on the Miami Dolphins roster, but in a backup role to Skylar Thompson. Now, what does this mean for Tua, Dolphins, Skylar Thompson, etc.? It just means a few things. It's nothing crazy. For the time being, Skylar Thompson is going to be the starting quarterback, and Tyler Huntley will be there as the backup quarterback to Skylar Thompson. And Mike McDaniel debunked any theories of Tyler Huntley coming in and being the starter. It's just a safe keep, just in case anything should happen to Skylar Thompson. If you guys aren't aware what happened in 2022 when Tua went down with the backup, with the two consecutive concussions, one against the Bills, following one against the Cincinnati Bengals, is they had Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson, and crazy stuff happened. The following game after the Cincinnati game was in New York against the Jets, and on one of the first drives, Teddy Bridgewater hits his head on the turf in MetLife Stadium. Boom, concussion guys are out there checking him out, and not saying he did, I'm not saying he didn't, but it didn't look that bad of a hit, but they rolled him out with a concussion. It's just, them trying to cover their own butts. That's how I felt about it. But regardless of the fact, Skylar Thompson came in and played the rest of the game. And then the following week, they go, Skylar Thompson is now the starting quarterback. And then boom, he gets hurt. Teddy Bridgewater finishes out the game the following game. So that was just the story of the Dolphins' luck. And somehow, some way, they still made it to the playoffs. And Skylar Thompson had a valiant battle against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo in the wildcard matchup. So I have faith in Skylar Thompson being the quarterback of this team moving forward while Tua is out. Should he, one, get injured, two, just not play so well, I'm more than happy with Tyler Huntley stepping in. This guy has proven in his time with the Baltimore Ravens that he has the capability to play as an NFL caliber quarterback. And it's all the Dolphins really need right now. They just need someone to right the ship as we're navigating this waters with Tua being out with a concussion. And that is flat out what is the situation and what it needs to be. Now, that being said, I love this signing. I love Tyler Huntley coming to the Dolphins. He did have a Pro Bowl year. It was in 22. Arguably, his 2021 season was better. The reason he was a Pro Bowl quarterback in 22 was due to the fact that a lot of the guys just didn't want to go to the Pro Bowl. And I can't really fault him. The Pro Bowl has lost his luster, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Tyler Huntley signing with the Miami Dolphins and also Tua and what he's doing with this whole concussion situation. So let's talk about Tua. In the moments leading up to the 1 o'clock games kicking off, Ian Rappaport got on NFL Network and announced that Tua has no plans on retiring, which is great news for the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins just heavily invested in Tua this past offseason, and the last thing you want to do is lose out on such a valuable asset. And that's how the Dolphins should be approaching this as a business-wise. As a person-wise, and just the sake of Tua's sanity, his care, his mental being, literally. You got to let him do what he needs to do. As an organization, you have to prepare yourself, one, to not get out of this situation, but not be stuck in this situation should, let's say, Tua retires. But on top of that, just going forward, having a prominent backup to Tua, because it's unfortunate what happened to him, but the season's not going to stop in the middle of nowhere just because he went down. The season's going to keep on happening as scheduled, and they're going to need to find ways to work a way around it and right the ship until he's back. But let's talk about Tyler Huntley and what he could bring to this Miami Dolphins organization. So Tyler Huntley has had 4 years of experience leading up to this year. In those 4 years of experience, his first season, he didn't get too much playing time. He appeared in 2 games. He had 3 completions for 5 attempts. He also had 2 carries for 10 total yards. But in 2021, we saw a vast uptick in his play. He had played in 7 total games. A lot of these games, he did come in and just take a couple snaps. But aside from that, there was a lot of moments here that he did play full games because Lamar Jackson did frequently get hurt in those 2 years that we're going to talk about, 21 and 22. In 21, he played in 7 games. He had 122 completions, 188 attempts, which resulted in a 64.9% completion percentage. He also passed for 1,000 yards and had 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. To add on to that, his rushing attack was 47 carries for 294 yards and 2 total touchdowns. So he's valuable. 1 passing ball, 2 running the ball. He brings a different dynamic to this Miami Dolphins team, which I think would be interesting should he have the opportunity to play for the Miami Dolphins. Then in 2022, he had 6 games played, 75 completions for 112 attempts, 67% completion percentage, which was an uptick from the previous season. And then in terms of yardage, he had 658 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And then when we're talking about the ground game, he had 43 carries for 137 yards. So I overall think his 2021 season was a bit better, but somehow, someway, he ended up being a Pro Bowl quarterback in 2022. And, you know, that's not to his fault at all. He had a pretty good year. He helped, you know, right the ship for the Baltimore Ravens and get them into the playoffs. Now, when they did get into the playoffs, he did have a costly mistake, which more than likely cost him the game. It was a fumble on the goal line, which was recovered and taken back for a 98-yard fumble recovery touchdown by Sam Hubbard against the Cincinnati Bengals. That was a tough one. But aside from that, you know, I haven't seen nothing really horrible about Tyler Huntley. He is, for sure, a backup quarterback, but his play is not awful. I think he could be someone very valuable for this Miami Dolphins team. Aside from that, that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm really happy that Tua's not planning on retiring, but I want him to proceed with caution. Skylar Thompson is quarterback moving forward. Tyler Huntley is the backup. That's pretty much all you got to really hear. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.